Hi guys, it's Victor. Today I'm going to record a very special series of the video to discuss about the property price trend in JB market. I often get this question from a lot of my clients. They ask me, Victor, will the price go up or go down in the future? Victor, will the price continue increasing? Victor, will the price come down? So today I'm going to make this video to discuss about this topic. Of course, I'm not a fortune teller. I also don't know about the future. I can't predict the future, but nobody knows whether the property price will go up or go down tomorrow, next year, or a few years later. But I'm going to use a few angles to discuss about this topic. I'm going to discuss a few elements that actually affect the property price, especially in JB market, to let us see how it can affect our JB market right now. Whenever we talk about price, actually what affects the price? What determines the price? Supply and demand. Okay, so now we're going to talk about demand. Okay, the demand of JB market property is huge. Why? Because of the strategic location of JB, Johor Bahru. Because Johor Bahru is just situated right next to Singapore, with just a Singapore Straits apart, that we are next to the world's most expensive country, one of the most highly developed city in the world, right? So the demand for our city is huge. If you look at the First Link Causeway, every day there are more than 350,000 of traffic across both countries. Every day there are more than 350,000 traffic across the border. So the demand is huge, and now because we have our RTS, Rapid Transit System, is ongoing. And this project is expected to complete in 2026, start operating in 2027. So after 2027, there will be a very good connection between the two cities, Singapore and Johor Bahru. In the future, we can just use one MRT stop that connects us from JB City Centre directly into Singapore, the MRT network. So it's very convenient, which means in the future, JB and Singapore is only 6 minutes journey apart. And before that happened, we already have 350,000 traffic every day. So what you imagine in the future? What will be the daily traffic across the both countries? And because the living expenses in Singapore is so high, it also rated as the world's most expensive city. So a lot of people who work in Singapore, actually they cannot afford the high living cost of Singapore. So a lot of them will choose to stay in JB and work in Singapore. So we also can see from the past few years, especially in the recent year, the JB rental market has been spiked up. And as we all know, property price is a reflection of the rental price. So when the rental price go up, the property price also go up. So this is happened before RTS. What will happen next? When the RTS is completed, when Singapore continue to develop, when Singapore continue to have more talent, more industry, more developments, more people, will more people choose to work in Singapore but stay in JB? And when Singapore become more and more expensive, will more people choose to retire in JB? So when this demand continue to grow, continue to increase in the future, it also affect our property price market. So that's first, demand. Where is the demand? And the demand is coming up, which affect our price. Secondly, we talk about cost. I believe we all also observe over the past few years, the inflation rate is crazy, right? A lot of our daily essentials, daily necessity, for example, our food, drinks, when you go out and order a kopi o kosong or teh tarik, roti prata, or you just go out and eat a simple meal, the price has been increased by so much, more than 50%. Last time I still remember, when I go out a simple meal, I can get it easily about Ringgit Malaysia, 5 Ringgit, 6 Ringgit. Now a simple meal costs me about 9 Ringgit, 10 Ringgit. And even in Singapore, the price also has been increased. Inflation is real. And the living cost, the cost is really has been increased up by a lot. So whenever all this inflation, cost of living has been increased, it all reflected into property market. Because when we talk about property, what composes of a property? A lot of manpower, a lot of human labor costs, logistics, material, right? all the steel bar, materials, sand, cement, all these construction costs has been increased by a lot also, logistic, human labor, all these things. So when all the inflation and all the increased cost of living kicks in, the property price has to be increased. Because today, if the developer, they want to develop projects, they need to make money, right? Or at least they need to break even. At least they need to have a certain margin. So when the cost is increased, developer have no choice but to increase the selling price. Developer have no choice but to increase the selling price. So as we go along the flow, when the inflation kicks in, interest rate and all the living expenses has been going up, do you think the property price will go up or go down? Or do you think the living expenses, do you think the cost of living, do you think the price of a chicken rice or even the price of a kopi o will go up or go down? And when this cost of living go up, property price has to go up. And it doesn't matter whether it's new launch project or sub-sales, resale market. Because when the property market for new launch project go up, resale market will catch up as well, right? For two properties side by side, if the developer is selling 1 million, as a resale owner, you can't be possibly selling 500,000. You will at least try to match the price. So the price increase is general across the board. And that is because of the increase of costs. From the other angle, we can look at developer point of view, right? A lot of my clients, sometimes they will ask me, Victor, if let's say I buy later, will the price be cheaper? I know that there will be another project launching soon. I know that there will be another project maybe nearby or just beside. I know that there will be another phase, maybe end of this year or maybe next year. Will the price actually come down? Will actually the project be cheaper? So let's look at the things from another perspective. If you are the developer, if today we are the developers, and you saw another developer selling their project very fast, the project fully sold out. Imagine 1,000 per square feet fully sold out. And you are the developer are going to launch the project next to it after they finish their sales. Do you think you will sell cheaper or more expensive? As we all know, developer also want to do business, right? We all want to earn money, we want to have enough profit margins. Okay? So if let's say you saw another project is selling very fast at this price and you come in later with the increasing cost, with the increasing demand that we mentioned earlier, will you sell cheaper or will you sell more expensive? Which will you sell? Yeah. So I think this one is a very important point for you to take a look. Of course, maybe you will see there might be cheaper gross price options. But take note, maybe the per square feet is lower. Sorry, the per square feet is higher. Because they are shrinking the size. In order to make the property cheaper, they have to shrink the size. So in fact, the per square feet is higher. Or maybe the density is higher. Okay, or maybe the density is higher. So you may thought it's cheaper, but actually ended up it's more expensive. Okay, there's a lot of factors to be taken into account. There's a lot of factors to be taken into account, right? But as a general rule of thumb, the price together with the demand and the cost of increase, it can only go up. It only makes sense. Yeah. You can also look back. You can also look back across whichever market is the same. Last time, the house, the size is so huge, semi-detached, right? 24 by 75, 22 by 75, now become 2070, and even now some of the new launches, 2060, 1865. Last time, 2,000 square feet, 1,005 square feet, 1,000 square feet. Now we even saw some project only 500 square feet, 400 square feet. The size of property had becoming smaller and smaller. You may thought that the price is become lesser, but actually, the price per square feet has been increasing. The density of the projects has been increasing. So it creates illusion that it's actually become cheaper, but actually it's become more expensive. Yeah. And lastly, sales and services tax. In Malaysia, starting from 1st March of 2024, our sales and services tax is going to be increased from 6% to 8%. Of course, the sales and services tax is not directly reflected into our property price. It only affects certain market and certain item. However, it affects a lot of the item that composes the element of a property. Because as we all know, property is a total price which consists of a lot of components. So as the sales and service tax kicks in, the general cost of living indirectly will be increased, which again, it pushes the previous factor that we mentioned, cost, human labor cost, logistic cost, services cost. So as all these costs increase, and even agent fee costs also increase because of the sales and services tax. So as all these increase, developer have no choice, and also the resale owner have no choice but to increase the price. Yeah. The above four factors are the four factors that can actually affect the property price market and the price trend. Yeah. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a fortune teller, so I didn't know whether tomorrow or next year whether the property price will go up or go down. I can only discuss based on the facts and also based on some of the factors that actually affect the property price market. Okay? Just bring on the four topic to have a good discussion with you all for us to better analyze and better to predict what is the property price market in the future. Okay? So feel free to comment and feel free to give me a message if let's say you're looking for any of the property you want to look for own stay or want to invest, or if let's say you got property that you want to sell, you need a help or you need just a consultation on some of the property knowledge and property info, feel free to contact me. And if you find this video useful, please help me to like, comment and share to your friend, and please contact me if let's say you need any property related services. Okay? I'm Victor. Thanks for your time today. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.